Hello, this is JJ recording a Minecraft tutorial video. In this tutorial I will be showing you how to make a hidden piston door that you activate with a button, no touching of the door, and that is flush with a wall so that you can't really tell where it is. And if you make it out of stone, then you won't even be able to tell where the button is. So it's really good for hiding your base and stuff in Minecraft. And ignore the little number in the corner there. Actually, I'll make mine green. It'll help the running of Minecraft and actually eliminate the little number. So never mind about that little number. Alright, the door that you will be making is over here. Well, that's the official. That's a little version that I made in a video, then the video failed to render. So, this is the official version. I made a giant wall so that you can't see. And if this wall was made out of stone, then you wouldn't be able to tell where the button is as well. So, what you do is you click on the button, the door opens, you can walk into your little room, and it closes behind you. You can click on the button on the inside of the room as well, and the door opens, and you walk out. And you see it goes flush, and then if this was stone, you wouldn't be able to see the button, and it would just look like a giant stone wall. But before I get into the hectic redstone of the door, I'm going to explain a few basic things about redstone just to get you started, and it won't only help you with this door, it'll also help you with general principles of redstone. So the first thing is that when redstone powers a piston, the piston extends. In this case, this is a sticky piston, so it'll pull this block back. This is a lever, which powers this redstone, which pushes this piston. Basic principle. Alright, the next thing is that, same as the redstone, the repeater also acts as a wire. But the difference is that the repeater powers the block that it's facing. So when the repeater is powered, it powers this piston. You see? Puts power into the block of the piston. Now the thing about repeaters is you can change the length. The difference there. And basically, there's 4 different settings on a repeater. There's 1 tick, 2 ticks, 3 ticks, and 4 ticks. And 4 ticks is a little bit less than a quarter of a second. So each tick is about 0.06-ish seconds, 0.07, somewhere around there. And yes, each tick extends the delay between the input, which is this, reaching that. So you can see, quick, a little bit delayed, a decent amount delayed, and very delayed. You can also add like another repeater here, and then set that on 4, and then it's like super delayed. Okay, anyway, don't want to do that. The next thing is that repeaters, as I said before, they power blocks, and you can do the same thing with the ticks, it'll be the same. But the difference is now is that when a block is being powered by a repeater or a torch, they both have the same thing, the block becomes powered. And a powered block, it powers everything that is touching that block. Directly, like on a face, like that, not diagonally, like that. This block would not power this piston. So you can see that repeater powers the block, which powers the piston. But if I place pistons on the top, place it on either side as well, you can see that when I press the lever, that all of them become powered. The next thing that I want to show you is a bud switch. Now, a bud switch essentially works is that when a block is powered, like I said before, it powers everything that is in contact with it. So if a piston pushes a block on top of a torch, which is down here, the block would become powered from the torch underneath, and it would power everything around it, which would be this piston in turn. And you can see, pushes it underneath, it goes up. As soon as it moves away, the bud switch is gone. There is no longer anything being powered, as air can't be powered underneath here, so that this piston retracts, and you can see. Alright, the next thing that I want to show you is the same principle, but horizontally, so it pushes it out, pushes it back in. The reason that I added this piston here was just to collect this block, and push it and collect it, so otherwise anyway, also the redstone behind here, all that I do is I extend the length between the signal from the button reaching this little torch, so that the torch would be on as it extends and then turn off right before, this piston would be unpowered right before these pistons are unpowered, as you can't pull a powered piston around, as it doesn't count as a block. So this piston becomes unpowered, and then this piston can pull it back, and it would all work normally. You see, if I set this onto 1, the problem that we would have is this. The block goes out there, because the piston would be unpowered too quickly. perfectly. So if we set it onto 4, and you have to be 4. I think it works on 3 too, but 4 is the best. It's the smoothest. It works perfectly. Alright, one more final thing that I want to show you before we move on to the giant tutorial is the signal extender. And now what a signal extender does is it does exactly what its name tells you. I'm not even gonna lie. It extends a signal. But the difference is instead of extending a signal like a repeater does, which it just increases the delay between the input and the output, what it does is it increases the duration. So the input still starts almost immediately, and the output also finishes at the same point, but the length between the two would be longer instead of the length between the beginning and the actual beginning. So how this works is basically you have an inverter here, which I re-inverted here. I haven't explained what an inverter is. An inverter is basically a change of signal. So you see like that. Now this redstone is powered, right? All that an inverter would be is I would place a button. You can't place a button on the ground. I'm a moron. You place a button there, and it would, when the button is powered, this piston would be unpowered. When the button is unpowered, this piston would be powered. So the opposites, basically. Alright. So how this works is, when this button becomes powered, it sends a signal in through here, which goes through here. Now it splits here, and it goes firstly into this, and then into the repeaters. But when it goes into this, this torch becomes unpowered, which allows this torch to become powered. And this whole circuit is off here, and this torch is powered. So when this becomes unpowered, the signal is also moving through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 repeaters. So it's quite a long time. And then when these repeaters come, they repower this circuit, which unpowers this, which allows this torch to be powered again, and this torch to be unpowered. And you can see this in action. Instantaneous, this torch becomes unpowered, the signal goes around the back, powers this, unpowers this torch, and everything comes back to normal. And you can see, when I click instantaneous movement of the piston, and then it's extended, and then it drops down, as opposed to just the normal really long delay with extenders, sorry, not extenders, with the repeaters, is you see now it's powered, but that's only because of the little torch that's inverting. But just imagine that it's unpowered, or just look for the change. You see, I click it. It's not instantaneous. It takes really long, as the signal needs to go all the way around, and then only it changes. And when it does change, it's for a very short time. So that's why this thing is good, is because it extends how long the signal is, and not how long the time before the signal reaches is. And with all of these principles, you will be able to build what I showed you earlier. Click the button. Look at that, the door opens. I just want to set the time to day because I like day and I don't like night. Alright, let's go over here, away from everything, and begin our tutorial. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is you need to place 12 sticky pistons, or rather 2 there, skip 2 to here, like that. These will be your door. Then you place 4 like this on the side, so they're all facing first to the left and then to the right, or whichever way, but they have to be facing the pistons that you put. So it has to look like this. And then you can place your door, I guess. See, this will be the wall, and these will push out and then push in front here, like that. So it will look like this, whereas the pistons will be pushing, and then you can just place your wall and your little buttons. Alrighty. Now what you want to do is you want to bring some power into these pistons. So place a little row of 6 blocks here, and you don't have to use iron blocks. I just use iron blocks because I like iron blocks. And then you place 4 repeaters. And set the front ones on 4 ticks so that the delay between the pistons changing is a little bit longer, so that you can click the button, walk over, and then walk through, instead of click the button and it immediately moves, and then you have to like sprint to try to get through. Anyway, and then just put some redstone here. You do similar thing on the other side, but you only place 2 repeaters down and 2 redstone, so redstone, redstone, and repeater, repeater. And you also set these on 4, and the reason for this is these repeaters will extend the signal going into here a little bit, so it takes a little bit longer, so that the redstone can move across here and get to here, as redstone takes time while moving. So it'll just equal the doors out so that they go simultaneously and not be all ugly and squiffed and sideways. Okay, so the next thing that you want to do is you want to do what I did earlier, bud switch, make sure that these pistons are powered as soon as they get here. So you would dig down 2 here, and then 1 here, and then you would place torches at the bottom here. Or did I do that wrong? I did do that wrong. My bad. You would place the torches here and leave this as where it is. You would place the torches there so that they power these two blocks, so that when the pistons are pushed out, they push out as well. And we'll just make this iron because iron is cool. You don't actually have to. So it's these two blocks that are being powered, and then behind that, or rather above it, you have to dig a little kind of tunnel cave for the redstone. So just make sure it can go down. There we go. Dig a little tunnel / cave for the redstone, and there we go. Now what you want to do is you just want to bring this redstone out. Rather, don't do it like that. Do it like this. Make sure so that it goes down from here to here, and then down from there to here. See, I did it right here. And then place torches on the end. Okay? And then you just place some redstone going into these, so that these torches that are here are now unpowered, which is good. We want unpowered. Alright. The next thing that you need to do is you need to make sure... firstly, before everything else, you need to make sure that the signal gets moved from this side to this side, as currently it has no way of doing that. So what you would want to do is you would want to dig out two on the side here like this, and then just continue digging until you reach the other end. I'll do that really quickly. And then, yeah, I'll show you what we're doing next when I'm done. Okay. When you finish that, you want to take this redstone and bring it out so that it goes here. See, I would put it here, but it would be powered and it would be a very funny clock, and that's a whole different thing. Or even if it would go here, it would be powered, you see, by that. So I don't want it to touch anything. Oops. See, like I said, a very, very funny clock. Like, you don't even want to know what kind of funny clock. The kind of clock that Minecraft actually needs to patch, because it was destroying the game mechanics kind of clock. It used to work properly in 1.8 beta. Anyway. So you would bring this redstone out one here, like this, and just put a repeater there so that the signal is extended so that it doesn't die. No, not by time. It won't change anything to do with the time. It's just so that it doesn't die, because signals, repeaters extend signals. And then you just bring it around nicely like that. Nice and pretty. Now you can just extend the floor, not there, here, like that. And then you just build like little walls, I guess, on the sides. And yeah. Your house is beginning to take shape. The next thing that you want to do is you want to build a little area of repeaters that will do the same thing as the bud switch below, is power these top ones as soon as they get pushed out. So you would build something like this. You place two repeaters on the end. Right, you see it's piston, and then you go up one block with the repeater, then down to the piston. And then you just move that there. And then what I would like to do, you need to place two redstone here, my bad. Then usually what I do is I just do this, and then extend this out to here like that, so that it doesn't interfere with anything over here. It's a neat and clean way. So you just put redstone there, across like this, and down, and you see it's nice and connected up there. Alright, the next thing that we want to do, well, when you do make it, your button will be somewhere here, somewhere there, like that, and then you just want to dig out the little area by the button. We'll go and add in the other things now, place little things there, so you see the button powers the redstone. Now, we'll also quickly wire up the button on the inside, so that it can also power. So you put that button there, and then you put a block there. See, it won't, it will take the redstone from up there, and we don't want that. That will mess up the circuit, so just place a block above that. And you see now this redstone is isolated, it's not connected, as the block is cutting it off, and when you click it, the redstone still becomes powered. Alright. The next thing that you want to do is you want to dig one down right next to where you place your redstone by a button on the outside, and go down. Then go down again, and go down again. And I will fix this because I hate two high caves. And then what you need to do is you need to dig out roughly 11 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I would suggest making a 4 high ceiling. You don't have to, just because it's easier to maneuver. So I'm going to quickly do that. And after you dig out 11, sorry to say, time to do some tunneling. You have to dig out about 4 or 3 more rather on this side. So yeah, I'm going to quickly do that. And since I'm in creative mode, I can do it rather well. So 1, 2, 3, and we just dig all the way there. Spam clicking, yeah. So you're probably wondering, is where the delayer for our pistons will be, so that the signal is extended rather than the time between the input and output extended. So yeah, when I dig this out, you'll see what I'm going to be doing in a moment. My god, so much digging. It even takes long in creative mode. Anyway, now that we are pretty much finished, what we want to do, actually no, rather when you're going down, you go down like that, and then you put the redstone up here, like this. And then we need to go and take the signal from this button now, and we need to extend it along, bring it down into here, and down like this, 3 down. We can wall this in. And the reason we want to wall it in is so that if we don't wall it in, it'll do that, and that's not fun. We don't want it to get caught, because that will do a whole bunch of very bad things. Bad things are the bad things. Then we just bring our little redstone current. You see it goes down 2. Sorry if I'm not giving any numbers, I guess. See if you click the button, it still powers it. Of course it does. Sorry I'm not giving any like numbers, this, that. It's just follow what I'm doing. You can change it around if you want. I mean, don't make it too long, because then you would need to repeat its extended and it would mess up a bunch of stuff. So just bring it down into this little ditch we have here and run it. Well, I like to run it along the side. You don't really have to. It's just the way that I do it. And one in here. You can even dig this out if you want to go out that way eventually, just so that it's easier passage upwards. Alright, now what we will be doing is we will be making our little inverter thing that we had earlier. So you want to start by placing a block here, and then you're going to be placing a torch here, but we'll do that last, because we need to make this torch unpowered rather than powered first, otherwise it'll mess up the system. And what you want to do is make sure that there's a torch, which would be on this block, on here, and then redstone only after that, so that you can make it proper. So this counts as 1, right? So there's a skip a block torch, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 out. And now I'm giving you numbers because it's important. And I have even worse news. I just remembered. Sorry, I'm being so erratic. Hope you can follow. You need to dig this out 1 further, because we need to house our little repeaters on the side. My bad. Okay. And yes. Also, I wanted to point out that this is also my design. Came up with this, and yeah. Sorry if it's a little bit messy, not very compact, but I don't like making things compact. I'm very bad at it. I like the technical side more. Anyway, so you go 3 out, 1 across, you place a block, and you place your torch onto there. Then you go 3 out, and 1 across, and now you can finally place your torch so that it's unpowered. From this, we will be needing to move our repeaters, so you put a repeater, 2, and then 1, 2, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then just place some redstone to connect them all. And make sure that you have 8 repeaters. And on this 8th repeater, connect it to the final circuit like that. And then set these all to 4 ticks, so that the signal is very long. Okay. Now you have your little delayer set up. Or now you want to do is connect these 2 buttons so that they both activate the same thing. So you just, like this. Ooh, rather leave that in. Place a little repeater facing that block so it powers this block, and also extends the signal, and bring that redstone around there. So now they are all 1 circuit. The buttons all do the same thing, they lead to here. And then, yes, you have your little delayer, and when you're finished with your delayer, you see this little corner here, you have 1 block, dig out another block, and then dig out 1 more like that. You want to extend this redstone into there, and place your torch on top of the block that you're going to. And you see where this torch is, the block above, you just want to extend that floor, inverted commas, a little bit, because we will be working with that in a moment. Jesus, night comes quickly. Fail typing. Alright, now, when you're finished with that, you want to see, you go down here, you see your floor, you just dig this out, until you think that you've reached your torch. I believe that, no, torch is 1 further. So, the torch is here. Where the torch is, you just want to place some redstone and continue going with this redstone. But now you come to a problem here. It connects here. Now there's an easy way to solve this. You just take this 1 up. See? No more crossing. So now what you can do is, once that's 1 up, the power would be going from the torch there. You go across. You go up 1. So up here, well, it's right by the circuit, and this goes into a block. And place a block torch on the end of that block, because we want to invert the signal. because we want the pistons to remain open and then closed rather than remain closed. We want the pistons to remain closed and then open for a split second rather than remain open and then closed for some time. Anyway, so when you place that torch, just place some redstone on the side of the circuit, and you are kind of sort of finished with your little door. Everything should be working now. So what you want to do is just like build a little bit of a wall. You don't really have to, it's just for looks sake. Making mine 4 high, because, you know, why not? Oh my god, fail building. I'm building so horribly today. Anyway, now that you've done this, extend the wall here so you don't have a button and then a hole. Right, now you have your finished piston door. You see, you go and you click the button. The door's open. You go through. Fill in the space. Oi! JJ has failed major big time. Oh my. Sorry, that was entirely my fault. Okay. Yeah, just that, and then place block. Oi. What on earth am I doing? I am an embarrassment to the human race. Sorry about this, guys. Yeah. Here, you want to place it, and then just build up the wall. Sorry, I was taking too long building the ceiling. Still should work. I was just building the ceiling in here, so that we have a nice little room. Like this. Just gonna build this in quick so that it goes to something nice. And the reason that I'm gonna do this is so I can quickly show you that the buttons also work from the inside too. Place a torch so it's dark. The button also works from the inside. The button and you open and you walk through, you have a decent amount of time, and it closes again. Flush with the wall. If you didn't know where it was, then you probably wouldn't be able to guess. Click the button, opens, stays open, and that is your piston door. So, thanks for watching. I mean, I guess you had to watch, but anyway, thanks for watching. And now, quickly before we go, I wanted to show you a real-world application of this piston door. Here's my secret cave room that I've made. Basically, there's a secret cave within 30 blocks of you, and you have to find it. And no cheating using X-ray or whatever other hacks you can use. And since I've told you that it's a flush stone wall, or should be, then you would kind of guess that it's directly in front of us. But you wouldn't be able to tell. As you can see, it's just the wall, and you see that block over there? The one that I'm pointing to? Yep, that has a button on it. Imagine that. You can see if you go around, you can see the button, but it's almost impossible to see. And even less so on the normal default texture pack, rather than the crazy OCD texture pack. Anyway, so you click the button. Sorry about the timing. The timing had a problem because I made this before 1.3 was out. So, yeah. Anyway, everything still works. You get in, you find it, well done. Little room. Then you click the button on the inside. And you walk out. This is really good for hiding a base or a secret shed. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.